Welcome to part 2 of Bocage. As you can see, even though I'm a sniper, I'm gonna try to make a run at the flag here. All I've got is that pistol. Now the pistol is a strong weapon in the sense that it does deal a lot of damage when you hit somebody with it. The problem with the pistol is that it's slow and it's not very accurate, and I don't know why this guy... Apparently that guy was just going to have some fun. He saw me with a pistol. Maybe he thought that I was going to do a pistol duel with him or something. He had a machine gun there. He could have killed me very easily. But sometimes people do weird things on this game, like they'll do knife fights or whatever. I just prefer to kill people myself, but whatever. So I managed to capture that flag there by myself as a sniper. And now that's not going to last very long, of course, because they can bring up all the tanks and stuff from their uncapturable base. And until some more Axis spawn in there, it's going to be completely defenseless. And although occasionally I will take a sniper and try to attack infantry with it, a sniper can't do anything against a tank. You do have 3 grenades as a sniper, and grenades do a little bit of damage to a tank and kind of knock it off balance. So a group of infantry that don't have anti-tank weapons can mess with a tank and even kill it. And I think that's kind of a cool thing that they have in this game, that if you've got enough people, you can just dogpile on with tons of hand grenades. In Battlefield 2, I believe, grenades did no damage to a tank, unless maybe it was with a grenade launcher. That was a reaction to what was happening in this game, where people in tanks were complaining that they were getting tanks blown up by grenades, and they felt that was unrealistic or whatever. But I think it made for better gameplay. Now that guy I was dueling with there is an engineer. He doesn't have the little plume on the top of his hat, but he has a rifle. The engineer's rifle is very similar to the sniper's rifle. It just doesn't have the scope, so you don't zoom in as much. And the engineer is, I don't know, I mean, it can be a useful class if the person you're doing the sniper duel with doesn't know what he's doing. In this case, I just happen to know how to be pretty accurate with the rifle even when I'm moving. Most of the time, if you're in a relatively middle range kind of duel with a sniper and an engineer sniping at each other, the engineer should win because he has an easier time getting a shot off without being totally zoomed in. And I just sniped the anti-tank guy. That's another thing that I guess snipers are pretty good at. In situations where you've got a tank who needs protection from bazooka soldiers, the bazooka soldiers usually pause for a little bit before they fire, and that allows you to get the headshot in on them. But most of the time, most people who use the sniper just sit in one place, and they can't really get anything done. This bridge, of course, is the same as the other bridge. When one side's trying to cross and the other side's defending it, you just get tons and tons of people throwing grenades around. If you sit in the back of an APC, the one useful thing about it, you get refills on your health and your ammunition. There are no supply soldiers on this game, unlike Battlefield 2, so you can't get your ammo refilled from somebody else. And there are no points awarded for healing people, so even though medics can heal people, they generally aren't too concerned about it. And also medics can't revive people either. Now I'm kind of wishing that I didn't throw those grenades out there, because I'm going to need them to be able to cross that bridge. This is kind of an awkward position for a medic or an assault with a machine gun. You've got that wide open space between the windmill and the hut, and everybody just goes after you. It's hard to sneak up on them. Of course, if you've got your 3 grenades, you just start throwing the grenades out there and hope that helps you along, but I already used my grenades. Another useful thing about having the medic class is that when you go over those stupid barbed wire things, you can heal yourself right afterward. Yeah, the airplanes can be a little bit tricky to fly. You know, you're very tempted to get a good angle to drop bombs and then you crash land into the ground. I would also point out, I guess as long as I'm talking about airplanes, the airplanes are a lot better balanced in this game versus Battlefield 2. You can use the anti-aircraft guns to do a lot of damage and kill the aircraft, so they're a lot easier to deal with. This is always a good attack approach. You can really easily sneak up to the windmill, which is not a control point on this flag, and you can get in behind where the enemy are charging. Now, you'll notice that I don't really care too much about that tank being there. Now, I'd go in there, but it looks like they got some dynamite or something. There's a huge blind spot for tanks. They can only see what's right in front of them, so you can actually use enemy tanks as cover for yourself if the tank doesn't notice you're there, and that really drives the other team nuts. You can also pick up enemy kits. What I did right there was I picked up the dead medic's kit from the other team because he had all of his grenades, or I knew that I'd used all my grenades and he might have some left. The American machine gun from the medic is similar to the German. It's a little bit different. I'd say it's stronger in terms of the damage it deals, but it's less accurate. Most of the time the German one's better, because when you're a medic you really want to take advantage of all the accuracy that that machine gun has, especially if you're moving around while you're firing. I would say overall the round that we've just had is pretty typical of rounds that you'll see on Bocage. Both sides kind of went back and forth fighting over that middle flag. The Allies like to use their mobile artillery in the middle flag a lot. And the air power was not overpowering from either side, just kind of a back and forth, very even match, 9-5. You know, at this point it could still go either way, 7-5. Now we're bleeding, unfortunately. Here we go, that's the end of Bocage. Let's play Battlefield 1942.